Hi everyone, my name is Michelle. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to solve a question in the database category. The number is 620 and the name is Not Boring Movies. It belongs to easy categories, so it's kind of not that hard. Let us to read the description of this problem first. So we have a city which is called X, and this city opened a new cinema. Many people would like to go to this cinema. The cinema also gives out a poster indicating the movie's ratings and descriptions. Please write a SQL query to output movies with an odd-numbered ID and a description that is not boring. Order the results by rating. But for here, it's actually not indicating if we order the results actually ascending or descending. So we'll find more information through the example. So for here, we have an example table which is called the cinema, and it has 4 columns. The first one is ID, then movie, description, and rating. On the first statement, it led us to find the movies with an odd-numbered ID, which means only 1, 3, 5, etc. IDs are satisfied this statement. And the second statement is that a description that is not boring. So through this example, for 1, 3, and 5, we could find only 3 has a description with boring. So this one is not satisfied with this statement. Only 1 and 5 will be kept at the very end. So for the output, we have the ID 1 and ID 5. But we still need to see the rating part because it led us to order the results by rating. So we could see that rating is actually from the top one to the smaller one, which means it's actually descending. So when we do the out by, we have to put the descending at the very end. Okay, let's start to write the SQL query. So as what we did always before, we'll put a select here, and after that we'll put from. Since this problem is actually very simple, we will not use any other functions or combine the tables itself. So we'll just put the name of this table here. So that is from the cinema. And we were going to put 2 different statements after the where syntax. So the first one is we need to find the movies with an odd-numbered ID, which means we could use in the modular function. So if any ID actually modular with 2, if the rest of the result is 1, which means it is odd number. So this is the statement. This is for the statement first. So which we're going to find the output movies with an odd-numbered ID. And the second one is actually we're going to use AND to combine these 2 statements. The second statement is we need to find a description that is not boring. So that's very straightforward. We're just going to put the description here. And the description is not equal to boring. And at the very last, we need to order the results by rating. So for rating, we just declared earlier. So the rating actually is ordered by descending. So we need to put the order by here and then order by rating. And the way we're going to do with the order by is descending. Since the order by actually the default parameter is for ascending methods. So if we want to do descending ways, we have to put the DESC at the very end of the order by statement. And I think the last one is we need to put something within the select. So from this example, we could see that whatever we could find the column in the original table, we actually could find the columns in the output table, which means we're going to select all the columns. So there is a way we just directly simply put the star here, and after that we could just automatically select all the columns within this table. So I think that's all for the solution, but at the very end, do not forget to put the semicolon here. Let us to submit this code. I think it's around like 130 milliseconds. We could rerun it again. Hopefully it will work, but it's actually slower. But you could see that just a few minutes ago, I ran it with like 120 milliseconds. It can now beat around like 96% of the online submissions. So I think for this kind of simple questions, we actually do not need to focus too much on the percentage of the online submissions, because the question and the solution itself is very easy. And also for the SQL categories, the most important thing we need to focus on is logic and how do we think about the solution. So it's not talking about the time complexity or the space complexity. So I think our solution is fine. And I think that's all for today's problem, and I hope my videos was useful for you. If you like my video, please hit the like button, and also I wish you could share it with your friends. But in the meantime, please do not forget to subscribe my channel, and I will meet you in the next following videos. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.